Councillor Tony Edwards, you and a lot of Labour colleagues, what brings you here to the town centre today?
Well, we're petitioning for a greater police presence in the town. What happened, or what has happened, particularly over the last sort of 2 or 3 months, I've become increasingly aware of a rising antisocial behaviour. I've also become increasingly aware of that some of that antisocial behaviour is drug related. And I'm not talking soft end drugs, I'm talking heavier end drug related. And it's resulted in people on occasions witnessing violence going on in the town centre, witnessing assaults going on in the town centre. So much so that last week I went and spoke to one of the police inspectors to ask about, well, what can we do to raise some police awareness. I also spoke at the last council meeting about what I perceived to be the problem. And now it seems to me that it's about engaging with the public to try and raise the need for increased police presence.
So what's the exact wording of your petition?
The exact wording is, we the undersigned call for a visible and ongoing Essex police presence in Harlow town centre to tackle antisocial behaviour and drug-related crime. So it's quite
good. One of the things we've got to focus upon there is we're talking about crime, aren't we?
Yes.
I mean, people seem to be a bit reluctant these days to keep watering things down. You know, almost like drugging is antisocial behaviour. These are crimes punishable by prison, aren't they?
Exactly. Well, I'm not talking about. I mean, a rising antisocial behaviour antisocial behaviour at one level can be non-criminal activity, but irritating activity. On the other hand level, what we're seeing now is that antisocial behaviour very much slipping over into crime. So people are witnessing assaults, they're witnessing at times the selling of hard drugs, and this needs to be addressed and dealt with.
And we're talking about sometimes what you don't want is just, with all due respect, Essex Police having a couple of PCSOs turning up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, putting a picture on Twitter and saying job done. That's just not going to be enough, is it?
No, what we need is an ongoing police presence in the town. We also need the police to respond quickly as and when an incident is phoned into them. We also need to, the other thing we're doing is trying to ensure that businesses within the town are actually reporting the incidents, because one of the things that the police say to us is, in order for us to up the police numbers, we have to have evidence of incidents, and if people don't report to us, then we don't have that evidence. So it becomes a vicious circle.
Because certainly down by the market square, the shopkeepers are getting a little bit just fed up, and are they a little bit defeated?
I think possibly there's some evidence of how can I put it, that people have reported on what's happened. Now, on the good side, I am happy to report I was down in the town centre on Monday, and there were some police officers in the town centre on Monday. Now, my hope is that will continue. Because what we need, as I say, is an ongoing police presence, a visible police presence, and we also need for those police eyes, and when something is spotted, that they can respond to it and charge people.
Yeah, because again, it's very good. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, very light. It's 8 p.m, 11 p.m. It's almost that's what you need.
But it's particularly. But having said that, we know of incidents that are kicking off around about sort of 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's been happening regularly, particularly down the Market Square end of the town.
Over in my other paper in Thurrock, they're able to say, the ruling administration of the council are able to say, we're getting 16 police officers by the end of the year.
Right.
Do we know if Harlow's going to get extra police officers?
Well, I
by the end of the year?
understand, and this would need to be verified. My understanding is that Harlow is going to be getting some extra police officers by the end of the year. My understanding at the moment is that it's 4. If so, in my view, that's insufficient. It's not enough. I also understand that later in the next couple of weeks, that our leader of the council is going to be meeting with Roger Hurst, the Police and Crime Commissioner, and one of the issues, no doubt, that he'll be taking up with him then is the question of what will the Harlow allocation be.
So this just doesn't end today. This is part of an ongoing campaign.
As far as I'm concerned, this is an ongoing campaign, because you have to remember that Essex Police cut somewhere in the order of about 780 police officers between now and 2010. Yes, they increased the police crime precept in April of this year, if I remember rightly, and they are starting to employ some further officers, but it's got to go a long way yet before we get anywhere near to the level we once were in terms of police numbers. And a number of public I've spoken to today have said, yes, we need police in the town centre, but we also need them elsewhere. So yes, this is an Essex-wide problem that has to